A Slime in a World of Monarchs, Tensura X Solo Leveling by Void King. Together and with the help of Sung's sister, Jin Ah, it was decided that the name of the guild would be Ajin. In Korean, Ah means I, and Jin means go ahead. That's what it said in the manhwa. As Sung Jin Woo was the guild master, Song Yi left her position to Jin Ho. The reason? She only wanted to work with her master. Now that Rimuru wouldn't be the guild master, she had no interest in being the vice master. After presenting the papers and being officially a guild, there was a lot of furor, not only in Korea but also in the rest of the world. And it was not strange at all. After all, two hunters that many consider being a national level were part of the same guild, and in addition to them, there were 4 S ranks, for now. They were no longer only the most powerful guild in Korea, they were also one of the most important in the world. Rimuru sold all the crystals he got over time in the dungeons, thus getting a large sum of money and being able to pay the contracts he had with his guild members. Some of the money was also used to completely remodel the building, new sofas, computers, paint, furniture, etc. And even with those expenses, he had money left over. After all, he got a huge amount of crystals when he cleaned the S-rank dungeon created by Seal. Can I join the guild? On one of the office couches across from Rimuru and Sung Jin Woo was Cha Hae-in, applying to join the Jin Guild. They can offer the hunter a good contract. Both of them knew well that she was a great fighter and they had nothing to lose by having her in their guild. As I understand, you still have a contract with the Hunters Guild, Rimuru said, looking at the blonde girl. She was very nervous. I have enough money to pay the cancellation fee. Why would you want to join a guild with no reputation? Sung Jin Woo asked, not understanding Cha Hae-in's reason for joining the guild. I'd like to feel comfortable, she answered, somewhat blushing, avoiding the dark-haired man's gaze at all costs. Less than now I understand what's going on here. Greater than, Rimuru thought, smiling. She wanted to get closer to Sung Jin Woo. If you want to join us, we will be happy to hire you, said the blue-haired man and stood up. But before that, you must do a test. What kind of test? You will fight with a summon of Sung and we will decide if you can join. Do you agree? Yes, I will defeat the ones that are necessary, she answered, full of confidence. They never actually put that rule to join the guild, so Sung Jin Woo didn't understand what Rimuru was trying to do but played along. Do the test in the gym of the association, that way you won't cause problems. Aren't you coming? Sung asked. I need to rest, I still haven't recovered from my last battle, answered the Rimuru. Sung Jin Woo asked Cha Hae-in to come over and activated Shadow Exchange to go to the association gym with the hunter. When he was alone, Rimuru went up to the 3rd floor and threw himself on a comfortable sofa. He fell asleep instantly. Although his body was that of a strong hunter, he needed rest to heal, and by doing so naturally he gained more stamina. That was the reason why he didn't use any of his potions. Cha Hae-in was tested at the association gym. The Cha Hae-in had no problem beating Igras, he wouldn't be enough to stop her. So, at her request, Sung summoned Beru. He was at a higher level. On Sung's orders, Beru didn't mean it and didn't try to hurt the huntress. He was going to show her the difference between his strength. But a clever attack from Cha Hae pierced the ant's chest, which reacted on instinct and tried to kill her. Luckily for her, Sung stopped Beru just in time. That's where the proof came. On the other hand, Song Yi, Jin Ho, and Park Hee returned after clearing a B-rank dungeon each. They needed to do something urgently so they wouldn't have to hire people every time they went to clear a dungeon, since it takes at least 10 people to enter. Hey, guys! Park Hee yelled under her breath, looking excited. Come. Song Yi and Jin Ho followed the magician to the 3rd floor. There they saw Rimuru sleeping with his head resting on Kanae's lap, who was also sleeping. Kanae had returned after clearing 2 A-rank dungeons in collaboration with the Knights Guild and went upstairs ready to rest. When she saw Rimuru sleeping uncomfortably on the sofa, so she took a seat next to him and used her legs as a pillow for Rimuru. After a while, he fell asleep and she fell asleep too. What are you doing? Sung Jin Woo asked. He had returned with Cha Hae-in and saw the other 3 huddled together. Let's take a selfie for Instagram, come on, Park Hee-jin said. They all stood in front of the sofa, making sure the sleepers were on screen, and took a picture. And upload. Park Hee uploaded the photo to Instagram. That would be trending on social media for several days since Cha Hae-in was in the Ajin Guild and the way Rimuru and Kanae dated. And while they were having a good time, the monarchs began to move. Hunter Cha Hae-in was officially introduced to the Ajin Guild after terminating her contract with the Hunters Guild. Among other news, an S-rank portal appeared in Shinjuku, Japan. According to information received in the last few minutes, Japan plans to hire Yuri Orlov, an expert. S-rank portals have appeared more frequently, Rimuru muttered after turning off the TV. A big event must be approaching. He finished writing some documents and put them inside a briefcase. He was going to send them to the president of the Hunters Association. He walked to the door, and just as he was about to open it, Song Yi entered, wanting to talk with her master. Rimuru had free time, so he listened to what Song Yi wanted to tell him. She told him what she saw during the time she was asleep after the Jeju Island raid. The Green Hill, the black-haired girl, and how her sword was repaired. I asked her name and she said her name was Shizu Izawa, right? Rimuru interrupted with a small smile on her face. Song Yi nodded. She's still just as kind. Do you know this woman? Because she helped me? Song Yi asked. Shizu lived centuries ago. Her life was difficult and she suffered a lot from a very young age, Rimuru said, remembering the black-haired girl. Despite that, she always smiled and faced the world. She carried a horrible curse with her, and yet she resisted it to help people without asking for anything in return from her. She was a good girl. I understand. Shizu was someone with a big heart. But how did I get help from her? Didn't she die long ago? When Shizu's time came, her soul was sent into a dream where she would be happy for the rest of eternity. But a small part of her soul remained in her katana. Does that mean the katana you gave me belonged to Shizu? Song Yi looked at the weapon in her hands. Exactly, most likely she liked you and that's why she helped you. I see, and what does the hill mean where I saw it? In that place, she had a talk with someone very important to her, perhaps that is why she rests there. At that moment the office phone rang. It was Wu Jin Chul, so he put the phone on speaker. Boss Jin Chul, it's rare for you to call us, it's something serious. The hunter Sung Jin Wu entered a double dungeon. Tell me the place, we will go there. Rimuru cancelled the portal raids for that day and had all the guild members gather to help Sung Jin Wu. Inside the double dungeon. Several minutes passed since Sung entered the double dungeon. He fought the statues relentlessly using only his stats, strength, intelligence, agility, etc., and his daggers. Skills were locked as was the shop, potions, etc. The creator prevented him from using the system. So with his own strength, he faced the statues that made him tremble in fear in the past. For Sung, it was not very difficult to deal with the common statues. He was defeating them one by one. But when the largest one stood up by order of the creator, her body froze for a second. It's time to praise God, said the creator, smiling in a gloomy way. The lightning that the giant statue launched was a problem. Several times he was about to be hit by them, and on some occasions, he was covered by smaller statues as he was not able to dodge. As soon as he had the chance, he created a blind spot and climbed onto the statue's shoulder. His daggers couldn't completely cut through his enemy, so using brute force he punched the cracks in her face to pieces. You exceeded my expectations. The creator applauded Sung. Who are you really? What is the system? Sung asked. Make no mistake, the test is not over yet. He smiled. I am the ultimate test. A 10-minute counter appeared in front of Sung along with a warning. Defeat the enemy within the allowed time. If you fail you will die. Outside the gate. After sensing the incredible amount of energy being released from the portal, Wu Jin Chul contacted the Ajin Guild for help. On Rimuru's orders, the Ajin members left the dungeons they were clearing to go to the double dungeon. Cha He, Kanae, Jin Ho, and Park Hee were the first to arrive. They were relatively close. Unlike Rimuru and Song Yi, the guild building was a bit far from the venue, so they were the last to arrive by a few minutes difference. Boss Jin Chul, I don't think it's wise for you to enter this dungeon, Rimuru said, looking seriously at Jin Chul. Despite not being S-rank, these hunters are from our elite, we will go as support. He didn't plan to back down. As you wish, it was just a warning, he answered and walked straight to the portal. Let's go for Sung Jin Woo. In the few minutes that Sung fought, his dexterity, senses, and strength increased, and he evolved with the combat. The test ended. The nearly shattered system creator smirked and pointed at Sung Jin-woo. "I'll let you choose." A system notification appeared in front of Sung's eyes. "The memories saved in your memory will be recovered. Do you accept? Otherwise?" "Yes, I accept." Outside the room. "This is the boss room," Rimuru said, feeling the strong magical energy radiating from the place. He opened the doors and the first thing they found was a pile of smashed statues all over the room. "What's this? I don't recall inviting humans." The creator's voice caught everyone's attention. It gave most of the hunters chills. "Did the monster just speak? Do you understand human language?" Rimuru reacted to the movement of the statue and with his hands blocked a sword attack that was aimed at the rank of hunters. "Wow, you are interesting. You will be a good offering for the king," said the creator after seeing how Rimuru stopped him. "I'll take care of you, you play with my creations." Tien. It's fun he called Jin-woo a king when he's in front of a god. The statues that Sung previously destroyed returned to their original form to fight the hunters. Less than this will be annoying, Rimuru thought inside. He would wait for Sung to come out of his trance. "Okay, I'll play with you for a bit." "I'm going to take care of the giant," Kanae warned with her katanas ready. "You'll be fine?" "It's nothing to write home about. I can deal with it," Rimuru replied, sure of himself. "You have to be careful with his eyes." "I will take your advice into account." As they began their respective fights with the two most powerful enemies, the rest prepared to eliminate the other statues. "Jin-ho, do you think you can hold out until we take them down?" Song Yi asked the boy, who nodded energetically. "Then I'll cut them down while you stop them." "I'll help you cut them down, that way it'll be faster." Cha-hei took her sword and positioned herself next to Song Yi. "In that case, I'll give you upgrades as I cast spells," Park Hee said, starting to cast her magic attacks. "You guys watch my back." "Yes." The A-rank hunters summoned by Jin Chul surrounded Park Hee to block any enemy interruption. "Here it comes." Jin-ho used his shield to block a statue's sword. In doing so, he propelled himself forward and knocked it down. Song Yi and Cha-hei seized the moment to hack the stone monster to pieces. "My turn." A powerful magic attack from Park Hee ended up destroying the enemy. On the other hand, Kanae used her speed to dodge the weaker statues and get closer to the giant. She climbed up to the giant statue's neck and made several slashes with her katanas, barely hurting it. Rimuru noticed that the Japanese woman was in trouble, so she pulled the storm sword out of storage and threw it at her. "You won't." The creator moved quickly to catch the sword, but Rimuru was quicker, sending him flying with a punch. Thanks to the sword, it reached Kanae's hands, and it didn't take long to count the monster's neck with several attacks, which were powered by the sword. "That surprised me." The creator continued to attack Rimuru without stopping. "I wonder what would have happened if you were the selected one." "I don't understand what you're talking about." He tore off one of the creator's arms. "And I'm not interested either." "You won't be so arrogant when the king returns." The fight in the boss room continued for several minutes. Only a few small statues and the creator remained. Kanae, who had already finished her fight, tried to attack the creator from behind. A bad idea. Using dominant touch, the creator pulled her into one of his arms that was holding a spear. "You idiot." Rimuru spat out a large amount of blood. The spear had pierced his abdomen. He wouldn't make it in time to save Kanae, so he switched positions with hers. Initially, the spear shouldn't go through him, but he still hasn't recovered from the last rank S portal. "Rimuru!" Kanae shouted and threw the sword in the Rimuru's direction. Rimuru took it, and cut the spear before moving away from the creator. "Come heal him." "I'm fine." He drank a healing potion and the hole in his abdomen closed. "I freaked out for a second. You shouldn't have done that." "I was just planning to help and get this over with faster," Kanae defended herself. "All you did was worry me, you idiot." Rimuru smiled and put the storm sword away in storage. It seems that everything ended. The creator crashed into a wall in the room due to a strong blow from Sung Jin-woo. He was already awake. "What the hell did you do to my body?" Sung asked, taking another hit. "You. How can you stand in his place and maintain your ego when you have a black heart?" The creator was surprised. "Monarch of the Shadows. Do you think the others will stay still? You said you were against choosing me as a player. What exactly is a player?" "Ha ha ha, it's not supposed to turn out like this." The creator activated the rest of the statues in the room. If you kill me, no one can stop my creations. If I kill you first and then your creations, Sung brought up his daggers. If you kill the creator of the system, will I ever be an E-rank hunter again? Sung smiled. But even if the creator of the system is destroyed, the system will not be affected. Then I will destroy it. The creator tried to eliminate the system but could not access it. Because? How is it possible? I've thought about that, too. Sung held the daggers closer to the creator. I said it would devour the system. It seems that your design had flaws. The dark-haired man cut the creator into 1,000 pieces, ending his life. When the pillars of fire are built to hold the heavens, an inevitable death will follow you. They were the last words of the creator. With the creator's death, the remaining statues turned to dust. All the hunters came out of the dungeon, some wounded and some unharmed, but all alive. Minutes after exiting the portal and talking to Wu Jin-chul, Sung Jin-woo fell unconscious due to exhaustion and accumulated stress. The black-haired man was taken to a hospital along with other hunters with minor injuries. What do we do now, master? Song Yi asked. Now that everything is finished, you can go home or do whatever you want. You have a day off tomorrow. He sighed, knowing the paperwork that would come to him. What's going on? It's just Park Hee and I are having a sleepover at home, she confessed nervously. I forgot to tell you. Rimuru and Song Yi had moved to a bigger house a few weeks ago, so they still live together. She considers Rimuru as a father, so she asks permission to go out and do other things. Can I, please? Asked the youngest with a tender face. Okay. Do what you want. Song Yi went to Park to give him the good news. And what will you do? I have nothing planned, Jin Ho answered sincerely. I think I'm going to go get some sleep. I'll go to the hospital to check my wounds. Cha Hei lied. She would go to see how Sung Jin-woo was doing. Rimuru, are you going to the office? Kanae walked next to him. Yes, I must fill out a report about what happened and deliver it to the association, as well as a request I want to make to Go Gun-hee. I have my car parked a few blocks away. He took out the keys. I carry you. 20 minutes later. I definitely have to buy a vehicle, Rimuru said, opening the car door. Which one do you recommend? I don't know what your tastes are in cars, but we could go together to see some, Kanae proposed. Since it's a day off, we can go first thing in the morning. He closed the car door and leaned against the window. Do you agree? I am. I'll pick you up early. She started to roll up Rimuru's window. It's a date. Saying that, she accelerated and left Rimuru standing there, thinking about the last thing he had said. She said, date? He whispered and nerves invaded him. I haven't dated in decades. Not being able to get Kanae's words and what would happen tomorrow out of his head, he entered his office to finish the job. Being distracted made him take longer than he thought, but even with that, he finished everything he had to do. Sorry to come unannounced. Sung Jin-woo's sister walked into Rimuru's office. We can talk? The gray-eyed girl took a seat in front of Rimuru's desk. He wasn't expecting a visit from her, especially not late at night. For you to come at this time and you alone must be important. Tell me what's going on, Rimuru asked, leaning on his desk. My brother is hospitalized right now. I went to visit him and he reminded me of when he was just an E-rank hunter. Back then I couldn't do anything for him, and now that my brother is much stronger I still can't help him, she said, visibly sad. So I talked to Song Yi and she told me to talk to you, that you were the only one who could help me to be useful. That girl doesn't know how to keep her mouth shut. Rimuru sighed and looked seriously at Jin-ah. It is true that I can give you what you need, but you must think it through. This job is not a game. Your life will be in danger every time you enter a portal. I know, that really scares me, but I still want to do it, she answered determinedly. I am aware that we have known each other for a short time, but please, I just want to help my brother. Give me a few days to think about it, okay? To begin with, I don't even know how Jin-woo would take it, but he definitely wouldn't be happy if I turned you into a hunter without notifying him. Okay. When you make a decision, please call me. Jin-ah got up from her seat and walked to the door. Wait, I'll walk you home, Rimuru said, standing up. It is dangerous for you to go alone at this hour. The next day, Korea Hunters Association. A strong discussion was taking place in the meeting room, where President Go Gun-hee was meeting with high-ranking government officials. All the chaos was generated by the request that Rimuru sent to Go Gun-hee. Rimuru asked that his guild be free from the rule that indicates that they need a minimum of 10 people to enter a dungeon. This is crazy. The rules were created to be respected. If this isn't special treatment, I don't know what is. There were many complaints in opposition to the proposal. I don't think it's necessary to remind you of the strength of the Ajin Guild members, Go Gun-hee said. We already lost the hunter Wang Dong-su who emigrated to the United States. That's not enough to change the rules. Yes, it is impossible. I hope all of you are aware of who cleared the S-rank dungeon that appeared in Korea, and who reclaimed Jeju Island. There are many countries interested in Ajin Guild hunters. If we can't fulfill even this request, don't be surprised when they emigrate and there is no one capable of clearing an S-rank dungeon in our country. Everyone fell silent at the president's words. Hunter Sung Jin Woo was contacted by the United States a short time ago. Woo Jin Chol reported. We believe that they are preparing to return and contact Rimuru Tempest as well, who would have no problem leaving since he is not linked to our country. The room filled with noise again. They were in no position to lose Rimuru Tempest or Sung Jin Woo. So an agreement was reached, and Rimuru's proposal was accepted.